Ladies and gentlemen, I really have to ask you to consider what you've heard. I once heard a prize fight manager say to his fellow who was losing badly, "David, it's not what he's doing to you, it's what you're not doing." Ladies and gentlemen, they gave us the right. They opened the doors. And today in our cities and public schools, we have a 50% dropout rate. In our own neighborhood, we have men in prison. No longer is a person embarrassed about becoming pregnant without a husband. And no longer is a boy considered an embarrassment if he runs away from the unmarried child. Ladies and gentlemen, the low economic and lower middle economic people are not holding their end in this deal. In the neighborhoods that most of us grew up in, parenting is not going on. In the old days, you couldn't look at school because every John shade was an eye. And when your mom got off the bus and to the house, she knew exactly where you had gone, who had gotten in the house, what you got on, whatever you had won, and where you got it from. Parents don't know that today. The great black historical leaders were here today. What would they say about the black congregation? Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks. All that fought for us to be more than just a color in such a bigoted society. All that fought for us to have equal education. Thurgood Marshall, the NAACP, Brown versus Board of Education. Where is it today? Today is May 17, 2004, the 50th anniversary in Brown versus Board of Education. Today, actor and comedian Bill Cosby is asked to deliver the main address. He speaks today in the efforts of parenting and the pound cake speech. I'm talking about these people who stand there crying when their son is there in an orange suit. Well, where were you when he was 2? Where were you when he was 12? Where were you when he was 18, and how come you didn't know he had a pistol? And where's his father? And why don't you know where he is? And why doesn't the father come and talk to this boy? The church is only open on Sunday, and you can't keep asking Jesus to save you. You can't keep asking that God will find the way. God is tired of you. God was there when you won them 50 cases, and God said, "I will find a way." I wasn't there when God said it. I'm making this up, but it sounds like something God would say. And we cannot blame white people. White people? White people don't even live over there. 50% dropout rates, and I'm telling you, men in prison and women having children by 5 to 6 different men, under what excuse? I want somebody that loves me. And then when you have it, you forget to parent. Mother, grandmother, great-grandmother in the same room, raising children, and the child knows nothing of love or respect for one of the three of them. All this child knows is, gimme, 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 gimme. And you give it to them, trying to win their friendship. And what is it good for? Those of us who went off to some college or whatever we've done, we still fear our parents. And these people are buying their kids things. $500 sneakers. They won't spend $250 on Hooked on Phonics. But looking at the incarcerated, these are not political criminals. Oh no, these are people going around stealing Coca-Cola. People getting shot in the back of the head over a piece of pound cake. And then we want to run out outrage. The cop should have never shot him. What the hell is he doing with a piece of pound cake in his hand? I wanted a piece of pound cake just as bad as anybody else. But something called parenting said if I stole the pound cake, I would disobey my mother. Ladies and gentlemen, these people are showing you what's wrong. People with their clothes on backwards, isn't that a sign of something going wrong? Are you not paying attention? People with their hats on backwards, pants down to the crack, isn't that a sign of something going wrong? Are you waiting for Jesus to pull them up? Isn't it a sign of something going wrong if she has all needles through her body and a dress to the crack? What part of Africa did this come from? Oh, we are not Africans. Those people are not Africans. Those people don't know a damn thing about Africa. It was named like Shaniqua, Shaliqua, Shahama, all that other crap, and all of them in jail. Ladies and gentlemen, Brown versus Board of Education is no longer the white person's problem. We need to go in the neighborhood and take it back. Just forget about telling your kids to join in the Peace Corps. It's right around the corner. It's standing on the corner. It doesn't speak English because it doesn't want to speak English. Oh, I can't even speak the way these people speak. Why you ain't where you was going, Rob? And then I blame the child until I heard the mother speak. Then I heard the father speak. This is all in the house. You used to speak a certain way in the corner and then switch your language to English once you got into the house. Well, everybody knows English is important except these knuckleheads. You can't land a plane with, why you wait. You can't become a doctor with all that crap coming out of your mouth. Where do these people get the idea that they're moving forward in this? Well, they're not. And they know it. They're staying in the same place 5 or 6 generations, staying in the projects when you're only supposed to stay there long enough to get a job and move out. I'm telling you, it's not what they're doing to us. It's what we're not doing. Look, we're raising our own ingrown immigrants. These people are fighting hard to be ignorant. There's no English being spoken, and they're walking, and they're mad, and they're angry, and they shoot, and they do stupid things. And when they kill someone, they don't have a plan. Just murder someone. Boom, over what? A pizza? A pizza! And then they run to the poor little cousin's house. The cousin says, what you doing here, man? I just killed somebody, man. I gotta stay here. Look, same woman. 5, 6 children, 7, 8 different husbands or whatever. Pretty soon, we're gonna have to get DNA cards to see who you're making love to. I'm telling you, Christians, why can't you hit the streets? Why can't you hit the streets and clean it up yourselves? This is our time now, ladies and gentlemen. This is our time now. We're not paying attention to these children. These are children. They don't know anything. They don't have anything. They're homeless people. All they know how to do is beg, and you give it to them trying to win their friendship. And what is it good for? And they're standing there in their orange suits, and you break down to your knees. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. Oh, yes, he did, and you ought to be in an orange suit, too. So thank you for this award and for this opportunity to speak. And I mean, you all know it. I just want to make you as mad as you ought to be. The people who have came before us, they've got to be wondering, what the hell happened? These people who got rocks thrown at them and punched in the face so we can get an equal education, and we got these knuckleheads who don't want to learn English. What the hell good is Brown versus Board of Education if nobody wants it? We need to begin to build in the neighborhood. Have restaurants, have cleaners, have pharmacies, have real estate. Where? Let's have medical buildings instead of trying to rob them all. Basketball players, multi-millionaires, can't write a paragraph. Football players, multi-millionaires, can't read. Yes, multi-millionaires. Well, Brown versus Board of Education. Where is it today? Oh, it's there. It paved the way. What do we do with it? The white man, he's got to be laughing. Got to be laughing. 50% dropout rates and the rest of them in jail. You've got to tell me, help me now. You've got to tell me that if there was parenting, the boy would have never walked out the store with a Coca-Cola bottle to get shot in the back of his head. Not if he loved his parents. Not if his father was home. Not if the boy dropped the sperm telling the girl, and the girl would have said, you have to stay here and be the father of my child, instead of him saying, not really. No, I don't. You're raising pimps. See, that's what a pimp would do to you. Act nasty and then leave you. And you guys are all wondering what this pimp juice is, right? And you're probably going to ask Jesus. Well, let me tell you something about Jesus. When you walk into church and you see the stained glass pictures of Jesus on the wall, look at it. Is he smiling? Not in one picture. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's start parenting. Let's make Jesus smile.